So in coaching over 100 people in the last 3.5 years, as well as talking to dozens of people every single week, it's become very clear exactly why most people fail at losing weight and keeping it off. I've broken it down to two major reasons, and I'm going to go in depth into each with examples, and maybe this will resonate with you as well. The main two reasons why most people can't lose weight, lose fat, and keep it off long term is due to a lack of structure and lack of knowledge. With a lack of structure, this also includes typically relying on motivation, which, as we all know, is like a wave. It's going to come and go. When you have a structure in place, you will get things done regardless of how you feel that day. So the most typical scenario I see, they'll wake up, they'll eat whatever they feel like it. They have a workout to do today, but we'll see how busy the day gets and if they get to it or not. They'll miss lunch because they have to work through lunch. Now it's 4 o'clock. They are starving. They don't want to work out on an empty stomach, so they just go home, they have dinner, and dinner becomes like an all-you-can-eat scenario because they're starving. They don't care what it is, they just need to feed. So now it's 9 o'clock, they're full, feeling like crap, haven't worked out today, they have no idea how many calories they ate, and they just watched 2.5 hours of TV before going to bed and repeating the cycle again. To me, this doesn't sound like someone who's actively in pursuit of losing body fat. This just sounds like someone who's just living. That day doesn't sound like a really goal-driven day. So the structure that I would implement with this person is, number one, schedule your workouts like a doctor's appointment. Okay, you do not miss those, because when you schedule a doctor's appointment, whether you're waiting in the waiting room for 3 hours or not, you are going to that appointment. It needs to be that serious with your workouts. The other thing I would do with this person is make sure they're tracking their calorie intake. I don't necessarily give diet overhauls to people because I don't think it's necessary, but I'd love to know what their starting point is. So track the calories for a week, 2 weeks. Get a real feel for how much you're actually eating in a day, whether the day is a good day or a bad day. Get a real feel for what your habits are like. What are you reaching for? What are you eating most of? How much protein are you getting? Okay, these things are all super important. And the other structure I would make sure that's in place is getting to bed on time and getting up on time. We don't want to rush things. We don't need to wing it. We need to be prepared. So tracking the calories, hitting the workouts as scheduled are very, very important. The other thing I see with people with a lack of structure is usually parents when it comes to their kids and their busy schedules and trying to mash it all together. The parents I see that have no real plan in terms of food prep or even an idea as to what they or their family could eat that day are usually the ones who are grabbing takeout way too often, and they struggle to lose fat. So regardless of your social life, you can lose body fat eating pretty much whatever you want. Now, that doesn't say that you should. That means you should still have a structure as to which to follow. So as a busy parent with kids and you don't know what to eat every single night, I strongly recommend meal prepping either 2 days a week or at least 1 day a week. Give yourself some ready-to-go foods in the fridge that you can just heat up for the entire family, yourself included. It's healthy. It's going to help you hit your goals. It's a win-win. So make sure your meals are structured to a certain degree. Make sure you have something prepped in advance. This structure is going to help you stick to your plan regardless of how you feel that day. Because when you rely on motivation, you're less likely to work out, you're less likely to reach for the food you know you should be having, and that's the problem you've been having in the first place. On to scenario number 2, the lack of knowledge. Now, that isn't to call anybody stupid, but I blame the mass amounts of misinformation that are out there right now. So whether it's keto diet, paleo diet, vegan, carnivore, raw food, cleanses, intermittent fasting, flexible dieting, eating clean, whatever the fuck that means, it's everywhere. So you have no idea what to follow, and your friend's cousin's sister's brother just lost 50 pounds doing whatever supplement diet trend. So you're even more spun because it worked for them, so maybe it should work for me. Stop. Please, for the love of God, stop. What I need you to do is follow credible sources on social media. I will link them below, and maybe 1 to 2 blog sites. Put down the magazines. Stop watching so many YouTube videos because it's just filling your heads with more information and it's making you confused. Confusion leads to a lack of action. Lack of action is a lack of results. Okay, I know I sound mad. This makes me passionate as hell, because I want everybody to see results, and there's too much bullshit out there. So when it comes to lack of information, lots of misinformation, do yourself a favor and don't take everything as gospel. If you can, dig a little deeper into why people are saying what they're saying. If you're unsure as to why they're saying this diet is good or this diet is bad, ask them. Ask for an explanation, because most of the things you see peddled on these websites and social media are full of shit, and the people who are peddling stuff do not have a good explanation as to why it works. Okay? The basics of fat loss will always remain true. You always need to be in a calorie deficit. You do not need to cut out entire food groups. Stick to the basics as much as you can. Find something that works for your lifestyle that you can structure so it's easy to follow over the long term. You don't have to know everything. God knows I don't know everything, but if you're always trying to learn as to why things are the way they are, you're more likely to see results. This goes for training in the gym as well. This goes for eating. If you go to the gym and you just do whatever you feel like it because you're unsure as to what else to do, find a plan that works. Hire a coach, find a proven plan from a successful figure in the industry that is evidence-based. Don't just base it on how they look, base it on the information that they give and that they have. Okay, so just to recap, there are two main reasons why most people can't lose fat and keep it off. It is a lack of structure or relying on motivation, and a lack of information or too much information overload. So wherever you fall, I hope you find the plan that's right for you. If you need help finding a plan, feel free to message me. I can coach you to make you one, or I can help you direct you somewhere where someone else can help you with that. But either way, I want to see you succeed. I want 2020 and beyond to be your best shape. If you like this video, please like it, leave a comment, share it. I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks so much. I'm out.